Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. You know, the funny thing is, some of us want to be rock stars. I'd love to be a rock star. You know, some of us want to be the president, whatever. I had aspirations to be like the greatest used car salesman out there. Anyway, this is my office view every single day. I am just a used car salesman, and more importantly, I love every single minute of it, and this is why. Check this car out for a second. It's a last year 67 Austin Healey 3000 in red with black, with piping, overdrive transmission, wire wheels, disc brakes, I mean on, and a sound that's like no other. So come on up, let's start looking at some of the stuff that you're gonna get with this car. First off, I probably should stop talking. I should probably get out of the picture because this right here, the mug of this car is smoking hot. Look at this car, man. We're talking about almost like ram air from like a muscle car, right? In this beautiful British sports car. New bumpers on here, new overriders, the marker lights work, the turn signals work, and you say, well, what's the big deal? Why are you talking about those kinds of things? Well, the reason I'm telling you this stuff is because when you're getting a car from us, we're making sure that the marker lights do work, that the turn signals work, the high beams work. You say, well, why that's a big deal? Well, listen, after 40 or 50 years, a lot of that stuff doesn't work, okay? And those cars get here, we do all of those things and make it turnkey so that you can enjoy this car. The idea is that we've changed the oil, we've got gas in it, we've checked all the fluids, we've checked the safety items. The items that are supposed to work should be working properly so that when this car gets delivered, and keep in mind that the car is, includes free enclosed door-to-door shipping, right? So you can go ahead and have that delivered to your house, and it comes right off the tractor trailer, and it comes to there, and the elevator comes down to the back, the car pulls off, all your neighbors get to see how cool this car is, and you get in the car and you go for a drive. That's the idea behind it. Part of any car you buy needs to be the shine. You know, we all say that we're not shallow, but the truth of the matter is, if this car was just primer beige, it wouldn't be very interesting at all. It needs to pop and it needs to look good. And the one thing that when you're out on the internet looking at cars like you are right now, part of what you see is pictures, and pictures do not tell the whole story. I buy cars all the time. I'm telling you, pictures always make a car look much shinier than it should. What you need to do is be able to see things like this. Come on up here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right now we're under the fluorescent lights. We're looking at the clarity of the type font in here. You can read every word, every line in here, and the reason why you can do that is because this has been wet sanded, it's been show wax, and it's designed for you to get in and take it for a drive. It's signal red, which is awesome on a British sports car. For me, I think it's beautiful. It's got the black interior, and as we walk around, there's some trim and some styling features that only the British can really pull off. Like for instance, like this. In between the fender and the hood piece is this piece of aluminum trim. That's buried inside there, and it's part of the styling of the car. This piece right here meant to look like a fender vent. The wire wheels that are real wire wheels with knockoffs on it. The only thing I would say is if you wanted to add something to this car, might be the addition of red line tires. Red line tires would take this car to a whole nother level and would be spectacular, okay? Fit and finish is awesome on the car. You got all your polished here. Look at these are even chrome wipers. Little touches like that. Let's keep walking around for a second. Come on back here, because this is a lot of the styling of the car. New bumpers here, overriders, the twin exit exhaust, okay? The way the lights are stacked like this instead of across. It's just styling, meant to look trim and narrow and powerful. These right here for the trunk hinges are on the outside on purpose. Not that they couldn't have buried and hid these, but to make it look a little better, add a little more styling. This is awesome too because this is really a four-seater inside, so you can throw some luggage on the back, strap it down, and go for a weekend cruise. It has a convertible top with it. It's right inside here. It takes it with you. You don't have to take it out of the trunk and get it all ready. It's got a frame and all those things. You just pull it up. It has roll-up windows, not clip-in windows like some older British sports cars had. So this was like a really modern version of rolling around in this car. So having said all that, you're saying, well, okay, great, it looks stylish and things like that, but I remember a lot of the cars having just like a four-cylinder engine, maybe a tractor motor, and just very low horsepower. Well, that's not the case here. All right, let's check out the motivational power plant here. Now keep in mind, we did talk about the four-cylinder British sports cars that were around for a really long time. This has the inline six. You're talking about 3 liters of 6 cylinders, twin side draft carbs. This is nicely detailed. It's the correct grain. We detailed this engine compartment ourselves, and we had to wait several days to just get this correct green. We could have mixed our own, but we decided to get the correct factory green in here. Radiator's been redone. Generator's still on it. Still has the right decals on it, like the Lucas oil, the Austin valve cover there. Girling brake fluid reservoir here. Just kind of cool stuff that says, hey, this car's really authentic. This is the kind of car you could go to a show, you know, open the hood and have a great time and have some great conversation with people, because it looks really good here, because that's important also. You know, part of owning any car is the drivability, of course, but also being able to open certain parts or take people a ride or show them things about your car that makes it just a little bit different and makes it your own. All right, man, let's check out the inside of here, because, you know, as most British sports cars, they just really have great style, and the style goes on and on to even the inside of the car. Now, this does have a pretty interesting feature. Not only is it a manual transmission car, okay, but it has overdrive. And the overdrive you would turn on right here, where it says overdrive or normal, and adds an extra gear for the upper range transmissions speeds. The one other thing I love about this car, not mentioning just the style, is the turn signal location. No other car I've ever seen has the turn signal in this spot. I'm sure there are others, but I've never seen it. The turn signals are here. Like, how cool is that? It's got this wood wheel, stainless trim, 140 mile an hour speedometer. They for certain thought this car was going to be pretty fast, because back in the day, Porsches only came with 120s. 7,000 RPM tach, original British Leyland AM radio in the car. This is really nicely done and authentic. You know, it's still got the heating and climate control system. It still has a choke right here like it's supposed to. This has been to a couple shows along the way. And we do have receipts back to quite some time ago showing it to have 19,116 original miles on the car. I don't know if it's true or not, but the receipts show it to be, because obviously it hasn't been in my possession the entire time, but to have documentation from there, Austin Healey Club documentation, things like that, just, I don't know, just a cool piece. And as we're walking around the style in here, we got the wood dash that's here. This is one of those things that just make for cool cars. This has the chrome trimmed gauges. It has water over here, oil pressure, fuel gauge, just a little touch that, you know, like the chrome ashtray. You say, well, what's the big deal about that? Well, the big deal is, like, this is a cool car to get in, man. You go someplace out to dinner or go away from the weekend or whatever, this car can take you there. Has room in the back for more luggage if you want, and then again the trunk, and then on top of the back there, so you could go away for a really long time. I'm not sure you're going to go away for, you know, months in this car, but what an awesome weekend trip. Can you imagine getting out of your daily driver, which is probably a great car anyway, and getting into something like this? Because when this car rolls down the road and you hear the sound of it, it's what we might say off the hook. The other thing too I wanted to tell you about was, first off, we have seat belts up front here. We also have seating in back, right, with seat belts for 2 other people. There's actually a little bit of room back there. They're thin-backed bucket seats, but somebody could actually sit back there, buckled in and ready to go. What a great day to take the family or kids out for a cruise and something like this. Anyway, not only is it styling spectacular, the sound it makes is not like the regular 4-cylinder cars. It makes this great sound. How about I fire it up for you so you can hear it? In the world of great cars, you think about, okay, I'd love to get a great car, but what makes a great car a great car? A great car is whatever you feel about it makes it a great car. But if you add in a couple small things that maybe offer you some insurance, for instance, a great color on a car, all right, adds value to it. The last year of production on a car. This is the last year you could get this car. The overdrive transmission, the overall look of the car, how this car functions and drives. This is what makes a great car, and this is why you get something like this versus trying to fix one up on your own and patch it together, because it costs you way more to get that done than it will here to get a turnkey, ready-to-go car. Anyway, call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about this. 67 Austin Healey 3000.